Hello, my name is John Doe Juggalo, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. And if I could just get everyone to hit that like button and that bell notification, that would greatly help us out today. Hey everyone. So if you've seen the thumbnail, I'm sure you know what we're doing here today. I have received the biggest 3D Blu-ray haul I've ever gotten before. I have went out and scooped up, 4 or 5 at a time, but I've never really found that many in the wild. I've never really seen a listing where I needed as many that were in that listing, and most of the time they only wanted to sell it in bulk. And I'm trying not to get a whole bunch of extra because there's not a lot of ways to get rid of 3D. But I ordered, I found a deal on Facebook Marketplace for these, so I ordered them from this guy, and I ended up getting what I consider to be a really good deal. Considering also that I almost guarantee these are in great shape just based on the simple packaging alone. Yeah, he had it all stuffed up in there for padding and bubble wrap and all that. I believe he either runs a store professionally or he collects as well, because then everything was wrapped up like this as well. So today you guys are gonna see me. We're gonna go ahead and unwrap this together and see what I was able to get from this Facebook listing. There is kind of a theme here, obviously, and if you watch my channel enough, anyways, you know that I like certain movies. What the majority of this is probably not stuff that most people even know that I like. And this guy did really good wrapping this up. I mean, this is some nice thick stuff. I love it. Okay, and then more cellophane wrap. Let's see. And we're just going to go in the order in which he stacked them in here, because it doesn't really matter. They're all kind of a nice surprise and just a nice, to me, a nice set. And it doesn't really finish out, but it takes care of a majority of a particular set of movies. And once we get to the end of the video, you'll know exactly what I mean. So the first one here, and I love this about imports. They're a little funky, but so this is an import. It's an international, and my Kingdom, or my Dawn of the Planet of the Apes that I have, is an import. It's an international version as well, and it has this little hole in the slipcover. I find that to be a little neat. It'll look really nice on the 3D wall. But this one still came with the slipcover. It's really nice and embossed. I dig that. Now, I've never seen any of these set captions to -8. Okay, all right. So they've got a way to set things in here if I want to do English captions and things like that. Because I know these are international, but they're ABC. I've never had a problem with Disney products that are listed as ABC. I've never had a problem being able to get them to work in at least one of my multiple 3D players. But yeah, the first one to start off the stack, Captain Marvel. My next one, now this is neat because I'm pretty sure internationally is the only way this one released. I could be wrong. You can correct me in the comments if you even care that I'm wrong. But this is part of my favorite trilogy of the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The Guardians trilogy, in my opinion, is the most coherent without education trilogy of the whole MCU. And what I mean by that is the whole trilogy pretty much stands alone, and you don't have to do too much more additional watching to get the story and understand it. They all stand alone pretty well. There we go. Looky there. Blu-ray discs and 3D discs, and they're both ABCs. So that's kind of nice that they're all region discs for the Blu-ray and the 3D. That's just nice because I don't think that I even have this movie at all. Most of these Marvel movies I don't have because I was particular about making sure I waited for them to come out in 3D. Except for this next one, which I didn't know had a 3D until I seen this listing. So my 2D will be going to someone else. But this is probably my favorite one of the Thor movies is Ragnarok. I like it because it's basically a Planet Hulk movie, and I love the Hulk. Looks like they did more blue discs as well, and they're both ABC, so they're international discs. So you should expect them to all be. If they're an international disc, you should expect them all to work. 3D set captions to -8 cannot change while viewing. Okay, hey, these all have like little notes in them. That's really cool. I might actually find that was helpful information to have. So, okay, now this next one, this one's not an import. Let me open it up here. Okay, because there's a note in here and a digital code that may be good. So we're gonna save that because I don't know. They've redone some of their codes. They've reactivated some of their codes recently, and if you know what I'm talking about, then you know that it's a Warner Brothers title, and this is Wonder Woman 3D. I like the Wonder Woman movies. To me, the Wonder Woman movies are basically the highlight of the DC. I mean, I like the Zack Snyder's Justice League and whatever, but of the just regular theatrical movies, Wonder Woman probably sits up there as one of the higher notes in the DCEU. I think is what they called that. And I know that like the code's probably expired, but Warner Brothers recently, if you've got old codes sitting around, check them. They might be good. You can give them to a family member, a friend. Now this next one, this is the main reason why when the fella reached out to me and asked me if there was things I was interested in, I was super interested in this. If you've been following my channel, you know that I'm basically trying to collect as many Disney movies as I can. I just kind of want to have any and all Disney movies I can get my hands on. I like Disney. I'm a family man, and my family likes Disney. This is one that is almost impossible to find without just getting sent an unofficial bootleg or knockoff. But this is sealed, and it's an international release as well. That was the only way this movie was released on 3D, was internationally. I'm just double checking that it says ABC on it because I'm not seeing the ABC. Oh, I'm just seeing B. So the Blu-ray disc is locked and the 3D disc is not. But it's sealed, and that is Ratatouille. This only released internationally. It only released like this. And I believe, like I said, I believe the 3D disc is fully. Yep, it's fully region free, but the Blu-ray is not. So I still need to find me a 2D Blu-ray to put in my collection. But I love 3D movies, obviously, and this is just like I said, this is the only way to get this one. So it's just really nice to have it because we will be watching it. I remember watching it back when it first came out with my oldest son, and he really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun with it. So this next one is another one that I believe only had an international release because just at some point Disney just pivoted everything over to just international. If you wanted 3D, that was the only way to get it. And this one even has a region free international Blu-ray in it as well, and that is Avengers Infinity War, the first part of the end. I did not have this. I have the US releases of part 1 and 2. Okay. More caption notes, more Blu-ray discs, or more just blue ABC region free discs. Like I said, the Ratatouille is the only one I'm not so sure about, and I'm not really going to be able to check it. Now this next one, this is really awesome because I think everything in this one is international as well, and it came with a slipcover, and that is Endgame, which I hear that the 3D in Infinity War and in Endgame, the 3D is top notch. I hear that about these movies all the time. And this has one of those little, like little cutout ones. They just did that internationally for some reason. But they say ABC on the back. Let's see, the discs. ABC on the 3D blue. Oh, just a little loose. There's a lot of discs in here. ABC on the bonus Blu-ray and ABC on the regular Blu-ray. So it's a full international release on 2D and 3D. And these discs actually have artwork, which is neat. So you got some artwork from in the movie. So that's pretty cool. I definitely dig that. But now I can sit back and watch all 4 of the Avengers movies in 3D. I'm really excited about finally getting to watch these 2 in 3D because my theaters locally weren't really doing 3D by the time those last 2 Avengers movies come out. Now this one I was quite surprised by because I did not know it had a 3D Blu-ray even internationally, and of course it's too new for Disney to have done a US release, but it's official as far as I could find on the internet everywhere, and that is Black Panther. Just some more standard region, international ABC, all region discs, but I hear that this had really good 3D as well. I hear Marvel movies just in general do. I can't lie. I haven't seen any of these ones in 3D. And he had other Marvel 3Ds, but I have a lot of Marvel 3Ds. In the fashion that Marvel was very accompanying to 3D buyers. So if I wanted to buy new release movies, I was buying Marvel movies. So I have like the first two Thor movies, the first 2 Avengers movies already. Basically, if it wasn't in this deck, I have them. I think, except I did not get Ant-Man and Wasp. I really should have because the fella cut me a really nice deal on them. And this is the full stack here. Got some gold in there, and I originally only I only commented on it because I was interested in the Disney 3Ds, but a lot of those had already been claimed by the time he reached out to me. But I was able to get a sealed Ratatouille and finish out a lot of my Marvel stuff, and that just makes me really happy because there's not very much past some of these in here. The newest releases, pretty much Endgame back. Maybe Black Panther is newer than Endgame. I think Black Panther might be. Pretty much from there back, you can't get anything 3D, or you can't get anything 3D past that point. So I think I pretty much have that. And I got me another DC, which is nice, getting this Wonder Woman, because I'd like to get Wonder Woman 84. I'm actually a fan of that movie. I know some people didn't like it, but Cheetah, Cheetah. She's one of my favorite villains. She was in this Justice League game that I played on the Sega Genesis back in the day. Justice League Task Force. It's a one-on-one fighting game with Justice League heroes and villains. Check it out if you haven't. That's a plug for a video game. But I'd like to get 84, and I have Batman vs. Superman. I found it on vacation earlier this year, so that was pretty cool. I think I got a few DC movies as they were kind of coming out back in the day, but DC I kind of missed on some. I can't really lie about that. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else in terms of DC that I have. I think it's just the Wonder Woman and the Batman. But with the Marvel, I mean, this pretty much finishes out my Marvel. it gets me one more really rare Disney one. I'm very excited about that, and like I said, it's sealed, so that's very nice. I'll get to watch Ratatouille finally. And I'm always looking for more Disney stuff anyway, obviously. But hey, if you clicked on this video today, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on here and checking it out. Obviously, if you clicked on it, you knew it was because it was 3D Blu-rays. So if you're a fan of 3D Blu-rays, let me know down in the comments below. What are some of your favorite movies you've seen in 3D? Would you like 3D at home to make a resurgence? For true fans of 3D, it's never really went anywhere. TVs are not aplenty, but projectors are. So it's very easy to get 3D in your home if you want 3D, if you like the technology. It's very easy to do it. Is that something you've ever been interested in doing with your home theater and your home setup for your movies, is to have a 3D setup? Just sound off in them comments down below and let me know. Anyways, I just want to thank you again for checking this out, and until next time, we'll see you guys around.